When it comes to dealing with narcissistic people, they don't like answering questions honestly, usually due to the fact that they're trying to protect themselves, they're trying to protect their reputation, they're trying to protect their interest. So a narcissistic person is more than capable of answering a question. However, the ways in which they answer these questions is very dishonest and usually has a twist where they blame you or blame those around you so that the narcissist can get away with their behaviour. When it comes to dealing with narcissistic people, nobody throws a bigger tantrum than a narcissist getting shown facts and evidence of something they definitely did do. They go all around the houses to get away with their behaviour, to avoid taking responsibility for their behaviour, to pass the consequences on to somebody else for their behaviour, so they don't have to deal with it themselves. When it comes to a cheating narcissist, people often have many questions that a cheating narcissist will not answer. Now, not all narcissistic people will cheat on their partners, because for some that would damage their credibility, damage their reputation that they've worked so hard to build. So some narcissistic people do not cheat, or it might just cost them too much in the divorce, so they won't cheat. Other cheaters aren't always narcissistic people. This video is about narcissistic people who cheat on their partners. So you can be dealing with the grandiose, arrogant narcissist who will almost be smug in their cheating ways, who will be very boastful to their friends and family about how they can get away with cheating, how they've had so many partners, how they can cheat on so many people. They can be extremely opinionated on why they're allowed to cheat. However, the person they are with is not allowed to cheat. They can create a very valid argument how their cheating means absolutely nothing and it's absolutely fine for them to cheat. However, your cheating means everything and it's wrong for you to cheat. They're extremely arrogant. They don't recognise their own inadequacies. They are extremely opinionated and they don't recognise the opinions of others. Or you can have the vulnerable narcissist, the victim plays, the fragile narcissist, which is going to be the woe is me of, well, if you'd have paid me more attention, I wouldn't have had to go elsewhere. If only you would have done that. It's your fault. They're going to twist the blame straight over to you for everything they've done to you. And as a person who takes responsibility for your behaviour, more often than not, you end up questioning and doubting yourself. You often end up thinking, oh, if I'd have done this for them, if only I'd have done that for them. You end up changing yourself to serve them while they continue to change the game on you. Narcissistic people cheat because they are self-centered. They have no respect for other people. They have no loyalty towards other people. They lack the empathy to care for how they hurt other people. They are envious of other people. They seek to punish people who haven't served the narcissist as the narcissist believes they're entitled to. So as a narcissist requires excessive attention, and it doesn't matter how much you give them, it's never enough for them. If they don't feel like they're getting the attention they deserve from you, they will punish you by going to cheat on you, and they will rationalise and justify why it's okay for them to do that. However, it wouldn't be okay for you to do that to them. They have those double standards. Narcissists need to feel superior. They need to feel in control. They need to dominate the situation. And one of the best ways for them to dominate a situation is to emotionally manipulate so that they can get what they need from people. Narcissistic people tend to be high risk takers because they don't take the responsibility for the risks that they take. They blame it on somebody else when all goes wrong. They can be incredibly impulsive. They don't necessarily think through their decisions. They act and then figure a way out of it once they get caught out on their behaviour. They are incredibly prone to boredom, so they just get bored easily. There's nothing you can do to change that. It is who they are as a person. Narcissistic people cheat. People cheat in general because of who they are as a person. It's nothing to do with who they are with. People cheat due to a choice they make. Cheating is the cheater's responsibility. It's a decision they make. It's a choice they make. It's a life they create for themselves. Them cheating is their responsibility, their choice, their behaviour. Nothing to do with the other person. The only reason it's ever to do with the other person is because the cheater wants to pin the blame on somebody else so that the cheater doesn't have to face the consequences for their actions. So narcissistic people are very good at keeping secrets and causing intrigue. So you can simply just have heard that they have been spotted with someone, or have a feeling that they are with someone, or add somebody onto social media that you know nothing about. And you can just simply, in all innocence, just sort of ask, who are they? And a narcissistic person is going to flip out on you. They're going to turn around and say, don't know who you mean, don't know what you're on about, I don't know who they are. Oh, them, they're just a friend. Oh, stop imagining things, stop overreacting, you're so jealous, you're so insecure. Wow, here we go with your trust issues again. Because people can just have friends, and that's just a part and parcel of life, we can often buy into, oh, they're just a friend. However, with a narcissistic person, there's going to be so much more to it. So they cannot leave it. They do tell themselves. They can't just turn around and answer honestly and say, oh yeah, so-and-so, that's just a friend. I know them from such and such. You have to meet them one day. You'll get on really well. And have like a story behind it. Some narcissists are extremely good at doing that though. And actually have truth behind it, because there's nothing untoward going on. With a narcissist, they're going to quickly try to cover their backs by twisting it onto you, by denying all knowledge of knowing that person and blaming you for imagining things, accusing you of being jealous, accusing you of having trust issues. A narcissist is going to defend themselves by offending you. They're going to defend themselves by deflecting onto you, so that you feel like you have to justify and explain yourself to them, so they don't have to you. Because to a narcissist, you've questioned their sense of superiority, therefore you need to be punished. Therefore you're the one that needs to justify your actions to the narcissist, while the narcissist doesn't have to run anything by you. They can just change the subject, they can interrupt you, they can turn around and say, wow, my ex never quizzed me on things like that and I thought they were crazy. Anything they can to get you going, to wind you up, to provoke a reaction out of you, so that they can stand back and say, see, I knew you were crazy. What's your problem? What's got into you? Anything they can to twist it straight round over to you. The same as if you were to ask a question, why did you cheat on me? They're not going to turn around and say, it's a choice I made because I felt like it, because they looked more interesting, because I was bored. They're not going to directly say these things. They're not going to put the blame on themselves. They're going to turn around and make you feel even worse for them cheating on you, because they do not care about you. They might just turn around if you ask them why they didn't tell you, and say, because you can't handle the truth. Not many people can handle somebody cheating on them. It's painful, it hurts, it causes a lot of psychological issues that people have to recover from. So a narcissist saying, well, you can't handle it, well, no, not many people can. It doesn't excuse it. That's just the narcissist's justification. They almost tell on themselves in a way, but they tell on themselves in a way that blames you, where they turn around and say, well, if you'd have paid me more attention. And that's their superiority, that's their grandiosity, that's their seeking excessive admiration coming out. They're seeking excessive attention from people. They need that attention from people, and because they're not getting the attention they believe they're entitled to, they seek it elsewhere. But they don't see that as their choice. They see that as your fault, when it's not your fault, it's their choice. They might just turn around and go, how dare you? And then you're kind of left sort of stumbling for words, not quite sure what to say. It's a threat, it's intimidation, where you're not quite sure what move to take next. A narcissist, when you catch them out on cheating on you, a narcissist can get physical towards you, and then they're going to stand back and say, look what you've made me do. And you're going to feel bad for asking them about what they've done to you. And oh, well, if I hadn't, they wouldn't. When in reality, if they hadn't have cheated on you, it wouldn't have caused that intrigue within you. You wouldn't have asked them the question, and then they wouldn't have hurt you. It started with them cheating on you. So you didn't make them do anything. They chose to cheat. They're just looking for a way to shift it over to you, to make you feel bad, to get you to take responsibility. Or they might just turn around and say, wow, you've been through my things. I thought I could trust you. You have major trust issues. You might not have even been through their things, but they're going to accuse you of going through their things to make you feel bad. And there is plenty of people with that much intrigue that will go through their things. And when you're going through somebody else's things, that's a big red flag that that relationship is a big no-no. They might start interrupting you. They might start coming at you and accusing you of things. What about that friend of yours? What about when you did this? You might not have actually done anything, but they're looking again to get you to explain yourself to them so that they don't have to answer to you, because they don't believe they should have to answer to you. They believe they're entitled to do as they please, and you should just put up with it. You should just go along with it. You're questioning their authority. You're questioning their superiority. You're questioning their control. And they're looking for a way to regain control by blaming everything on you. They're going to twist the story any way they can to accuse you. They might just turn around and say, I've already told you. I've already answered you. You know, just drop it already. Again, to frustrate you, to provoke those feelings of anger and resentment within you, get you going. They don't want to talk about it. They want you to drop it because they want to get away with it. And it's the same when other people ask them. A narcissist is going to go all out to smear your name so that they don't get called out on their behaviour. They don't get called out on cheating on their partners. They're either going to go through that arrogance, that to gain that admiration from people of just how many people they can sleep with, just how many times they can get away with cheating on their partners, believing that other people look up to them. And some people, especially narcissistic people, will look up to them. Other people fear speaking out against them, so just go along with it. And some narcissistic people are going to try and gain all the sympathetic attention. They're going to cheat on their partner and leave their partner isolated and struggling. And they're going to go all out to ruin their ex-partner's reputation so that the narcissist's reputation stays intact. They're going to smear the ex's name. They're going to smear the name of the person they cheated on. They're going all out to ruin that person's character and reputation so that the narcissist can remain intact. They might turn around and say, oh, they had a major drinking problem. I couldn't handle it. I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know where else to go. They were there for me. They led me astray, sort of thing. They're going to blame the other person. No, they just wouldn't leave me alone. They'll do this with their partners too. Oh, they were obsessed with me. They just wouldn't leave me alone. Whereas with friends and family, they're going to say, oh, they were there for me. They were really helpful. You're really going to like them. My ex had a major drinking problem that I couldn't handle, and this person was there for me. So the friends and family are already liking this person for saving the narcissist from the person the narcissist cheated on, who may have a drinking problem due to the anxiety they're suffering from being around a narcissistic person, which that new partner will one day also suffer with similar things. Well, people don't recognise the pattern. They believe the narcissist lies because the narcissist often believes them within themselves, so they tell them so well. The narcissist might just turn around and tell people, oh, They've spent all my money, they've blown all my money, they're lazy, they don't do anything, they're good for nothing. And more often than not, this is who the narcissist is. The narcissist has come along, moved into somebody's house before the other person even knew what was happening, taken all their money, and then moved on to a new source of supply that they were envious of, that has money for them to exploit that person and gain control of that person's money. But so the narcissist isn't held accountable. They're going to accuse the ex of being the gold digger, accuse the ex of taking them for a ride. And one of the most common ones is when they just simply accuse the ex of being crazy, the ex of having a mental health breakdown. And usually a narcissist will have driven the ex to the depths of despair and helped the ex go to the doctors and help get the ex on antidepressants and played the hero of just how wonderful they are. So their stories almost make sense. However, no one sees what the narcissist did to that ex to drive the ex into that situation. However, the ex won't go around blaming the narcissist. The ex goes around blaming themselves, questioning themselves, doubting themselves, not feeling like they're enough, suffering and in pain, and trying to crawl their way back out and not wanting to pass responsibility because they take responsibility for their own actions, not realising that then they're taking responsibility for the narcissist's actions while the narcissist continues to try and get away with everything. A narcissist will absolutely crush someone. They will drive someone to the depths of despair. However, that someone will not blame the narcissist. The narcissist will blame that someone for the issues that the narcissist created for them. And the narcissist will also blame that someone for creating all the narcissist issues, when in reality, we are all responsible for our own life choices. However, there are those manipulative people in the world that will take advantage of others and exploit others to get their own needs met. And that behaviour is on the manipulator, not the victim. When it comes to getting closure, you can't call a narcissistic person out. Then they're not going to give you the answers you want to hear. They're going to give you the answers that work in their best interest. Going to a narcissist for closure is just going to open up old wounds. Going to a narcissist for closure is just going to lead you into further pain and further suffering. Those who broke you are never going to be the people who are going to fix you. It's difficult to swallow. However, we have to give ourselves the closure. We have to be the ones that fix ourselves. We have to be our hero. We have to be our saviour. We have to recognise exactly who they are as a person and leave them to go and live their life while we live a much healthier life without them. Closure is something, and it is painful and it can be suffering and it is hard. However, closure is something that you have to give to yourself. You're not going to get it from those who continue to hurt you, lie to you, cheat on you, exploit you. So a narcissist will not answer a question honestly because they don't want to get exposed for their behaviour. They want to twist the blame onto somebody else so that they can play the grandiose hero or the vulnerable victim. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please do add those into the comments. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.